strange NBA rules you never knew existed. Basketball is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the sport has garnered millions of fans from across the globe. Hardcore fans watch almost every NBA game and seem to know nearly everything about the players, the match locations, the gossip, and a surprising variety of inside stories about their favorite NBA stars. Not all rules are perfect or called correctly at times, but everyone has a basic understanding of what you can and cannot do on the court. Every sport has some unknown rules, actual written rules, that not many fans or players may know about. These are the type of things that some crazy NBA fans may know, but many people are left in the dark about some of the crazy rules and regulations the NBA has, not only on the game itself, but players, coaches, and even fans. No shatter rule. During a match, if a player dunks so hard that they shatter the backboard, the point is not counted, and the player in question receives a technical foul. Never mind that he didn't intend on breaking the backboard. Although it's much harder to do this nowadays, the NBA does have a rule in place if a player was to break the backboard after a dunk. Long gone are the days of Daryl Dawkins destroying innocent rims, though it could still happen in today's NBA. If this were to happen, the basket would not count, and the player would be charged with an unsportsmanlike technical foul. The player may also be fined for the play, which would be determined on a case-by-case basis if it were to happen. The last time this was a problem was in 1993, on two separate occasions. The first being Shaquille O'Neal, damaging the entire hoop after his slam, as well as Chris Mars cracking the backboard during the same year against the Chicago Bulls. The amount of times this rule has been enforced has gone down drastically with the invention of breakaway rims. It has not been an issue in quite some time. Long free throws are a no-no. Most coaches tell their players to take their time on a free throw to really get into the zone before making the shot. Well, you have to learn to get in the zone quickly if you want to avoid committing a foul. NBA star Dwight Howard has been penalized before, taking too long during a free throw. And you'll be penalized too if you take longer than 10 seconds at the foul line. The NBA Rulebook says a player has 10 seconds to shoot a free throw after receiving the ball from the official. If he takes more than 10 seconds, he's in violation of league rules and is thus penalized. The opponent gets possession. NBA owners can't be business partners. NBA players are quite wealthy, and many choose to invest a part of their wealth in another sports franchise. However, when Kevin Garnett chose to invest in AS Roma, the football club, he wasn't allowed to. Is that even possible? He wasn't allowed to because the principal owner of AS Roma also owns part of the Boston Celtics. This is a very strange rule, and I doubt the referee ever calls a foul for it during the game. Timeouts are a must. During NBA games, each team receives a total of 6 timeouts that they can use anywhere in the middle of the game. However, there's a catch. There's a rule stating that teams must use 4 of these 6 timeouts, and they must save at least 1 timeout for the fourth quarter. If they don't, the referee will call for a timeout, and the team receives a technical foul. This rule has been kept in place so that TV networks airing the game can use the break to air commercials. Sixth man rule. Back in the day, there was a rule in the NBA that allowed a team to field 6 players instead of the usual 5. Of course, teams had to be very discreet about it and would only send the 6th man onto the court if the referee was being inattentive. If the referee didn't notice the 6th man before the team scored, the points would count. No logos, except for shoes. The NBA is changing their stance on logos more recently, allowing advertisers to have logos on the jerseys of players. Players, on the other hand, cannot endorse a brand or logo on any part of their clothing, or in Iman Shumpert's case, his hair. In 2013, Shumpert was attempting to sport the Adidas logo shaved into his head, but was told by the NBA it had to be removed. The next day, Shumpert posted a photo of the logo completely shaven off his head, leaving a huge bald triangle spot instead. Item 5 of Section H of the NBA Rulebook's extended comments section, which governs player and team conduct and dress, reads, "The only article bearing a commercial logo which can be worn by players is their shoes." Years later, Shumpert was let go by the Adidas brand anyways. No double zeros. There are very little restrictions on what type of numbers players can wear, as long as someone else on the team does not have that same number, and the number is not retired by a former player, then it's usually fair game. This is unlike the NCAA, where players are not allowed to choose 6, 7, 8, or 9 as their number. There is one case where a player cannot wear a certain number, and that concerns the number 0.
Are you a business owner looking to stand out? Let your brand shine, literally, with a custom neon sign from Glow Neo, transforming your logo into a vibrant LED masterpiece that grabs attention day or night. Whether it's a storefront, office, or event space, neon signage sets you apart from the competition. Plus, with our free design preview and fast turnaround, it's never been easier. Ready to light up your business? Visit glowneo.com and go to the Business Neons page and fill out the form. Get started today.
A player can wear the number 0 or rock the double 0 on his jersey, but teammates cannot have both numbers on the same team. This is due to the likelihood of a scorekeeper or referee making an error concerning one of those players. Imagine a player getting called for a foul in a crucial part of the game, and the referee signaling the wrong number, or a scorekeeper making an error earlier in the game and not recording the correct amount of fouls or stats. No punches. Of course, players can't punch other players, but they also cannot punch the ball. A closed fist while hitting the ball is illegal and will result in a turnover. This is for a couple of reasons. One being the unpredictability of a ball that is punched. It is more errant and could be a risk to fans. Imagine a player diving for a loose ball, jumping into the bench or courtside seats with a closed fist, and hitting the ball into a fan, or hitting the fan in general. The NBA tries to keep fans as safe as possible, and this is just another measure in doing so. It would also make the game much more violent, as some players may react quickly if they see another supreme athlete running at them with a closed fist to poke the ball away and completely miss them. It would be pretty cool to see a player do this while saving a ball out of bounds though. No Timberlands. David Stern's 2005 dress code reform, as a direct result of the malice in the palace, was outrageously strict on what players could wear in a business environment. One of the most confusing bans from the commissioner was the rule that players could not wear Timberland-style boots while in the eyes of NBA fans. There are different uniforms for different occasions. There's the uniforms you wear on the court, there's the uniform you wear when you're on business, there's the uniform you might wear on your casual downtime with your friends, and the uniform you might wear when you go back home. We're just changing the definition of the uniform that you wear when you're on NBA business, Stern said during a press conference regarding the new policies. Off the bounce shot as time expires. There is no known instance of this happening in NBA history, but it is possible according to the rulebooks. If a player throws up a prayer from full court with time winding down and the ball happens to bounce off the ground into the basket, should it count? If the buzzer goes off before the ball hits the ground, that is considered a dead ball, and the shot attempted ended the moment the ball landed. If the ball bounces on the ground before the buzzer, however, the player who attempted the shot should be considered the greatest horse player of all time for the insane legal shot. Again, there's no known play in which this happened, as the time usually expires while a full court shot is airborne. Every sport has rules that most fans would not believe existed. Most of the rules do not come into play much, so there's no reason a regular fan would be familiar with them. The NBA is no different, as some of the rules they've instilled over the years make you scratch your head. Next time one of these rules comes into fruition, you'll be able to explain the background and reasoning. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.